Hi guys, good afternoon. Welcome back to S&B Diaries. Today we're going to make homemade strawberry jam, and these are our beautiful strawberries from our garden picked this year. We have here 900 grams of strawberries. There's 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice and 1 kilo of jam and sugar. And these beautiful little babies are freshly picked from our garden. Okay. So first of all, we need to mash some of our strawberries. So I'm going to place about a quarter into a bowl. And these have been previously frozen because we had an awful lot from our harvest this year, too many. So you do it to a texture that what you like. Some people might like it smooth and some people might like it chunky. So I'm just mashing these strawberries to a certain texture. Just going to put the last of them in now. So just mashing these up now. And I think that's about right. We're going to leave a few chunks in it because it's always nice to have slightly chunky strawberries. So we have here 8 jam jars which we've put in an oven to sterilise for 10 minutes on 180 Celsius. I'm not quite sure what that is in Fahrenheit. So on to the next stage. We're going to put the sugar into a pan on a simmering heat. We don't want the sugar to boil. We're just going to get it to dissolve. I'm going to put all the sugar into the pan. This is also suitable for vegans and vegetarians, so it caters for everybody. And to the sugar, I'm going to add the 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And when you're making jam, always use a wooden spoon. Just going to stir it gently. And we have to continue stirring this gently until the sugar dissolves. If you had a jamming thermometer, you could use one. When we boil the jam, we have to get it up to 105 Celsius. A little tip for you, you can put a plate or a saucer into your freezer at home and just put a little bit onto the saucer, which I'll show you later. I've already put one into the freezer. So I'm just stirring my sugar, sorry. Just on a gentle heat. I'm using gas today, but you can use electric. I've added a tiny little bit of the strawberry juice to the sugar. The sugar has now reduced down to about half of what it was, and that's why it's a slightly pink colour. Some people prefer to do it where they do their fruit first. And then add the sugar after. It doesn't matter which way you do it, you can still get the same result. It's just starting to get sticky now. So sugar is dissolving. Okay, so I've got the sugar, it's almost crystallising. I'm now going to add the whole of the fruit all in one go. You don't need to be too fussy about this. There we go. Make sure you get all the lovely goodness into your jam. I'll just put that to one side. And we just gently stir this into the sugar. Just going to give it, keep stirring it gently. I'm just giving it a It's a bit stiff to start with and it will loosen up. Smells absolutely amazing, and as I said, these were from our summer harvest in the garden. I think we have a couple of red currants in there as well by mistake. And we just need to keep stirring that for about 10 minutes. Just keep it simmering, don't let it boil, and then we'll turn it up to a boil. As I said, it needs to get really hot, up to 105 Celsius. That smells really fresh and summery. And you just let you have a quick look at that there. As I said, you're not to let it to boil, just keep stirring it gently on a simmering heat. Haven't got our flame too high at the moment. And just needs about another 5 minutes before we turn that up, and then we need to let it boil for about 4 or 5 minutes. One thing I've got to say, guys, the sugar I'm using today has got added pectin in it. This helps and enables the fruit to set. So either that, if you don't have jamming sugar, you can use normal sugar, but you need to use a fruit with a high pectin level. Just going to get back to stirring. Okay, so this has been simmering for 5 minutes now. I'm just going to turn up the heat because I need to bring this up to a boil now for 4 to 5 minutes. I'm just checking my timer. I'll put the timer on for 5 minutes. I'm going to continue to stir throughout the whole process. It's a bit like making custard, you have to have patience. Make sure you don't have any lumps in it. But you could use any fruit you like, blackberries, we're using strawberries today, you could use raspberries, plums, or you could mix two, whichever you like, whatever takes your fancy really. I'm doing this now and we sterilise the jars, which will help preserve the jam over the winter months. It probably won't last that long, but it's first week of September here today, guys. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that now for a minute. As I said, we need to bring that up to a boil, so I'm going to turn the heat up a bit more. It needs to get really hot. Just coming quickly, guys. I've just had to borrow Beth's apron today. Excuse my appearance, but there we go. So I'll just show you the strawberries now. They're boiling now. I'm going to give the strawberries a little bit more time to help with the setting. It's actually boiling, so I'm going to go in with my spoon again, give it quite a good stir. The smell of this is absolutely fabulous. It's going slightly frothy on the top, or a little bit white. Okay, and we're just going to leave that there for a few more minutes, and then we'll transfer it into the jars. I believe we've got about 2 minutes to go, folks. While we're just waiting for the timer to go off, just let you know what I've been up to this morning. We've been harvesting our garlic in the garden and taking down our runner beans. So we should almost be ready soon. This has been boiling now for around 10 minutes. As I said, we're going to take it off the heat and tip it into our jars. You can either use a ladle or a spoon or a funnel, whatever you got to hand, depending how chunky your jam is. So I'm just going to keep stirring this just for a little bit. We're almost at the end of the cooking process. Here's my plate I put in the freezer earlier on. Going to get a little bit of the jam out. And just put that onto the plate just to see if it will set. I'll do 2 just in case, and we'll see that. So just test that in a minute. With the plate being really cold and the jam is boiling hot, we'll see. It's getting there. Gets like a gluey consistency. Right. That's done now, so I'm going to turn off the heat. Where's my block? Hi guys, so the jam's been boiling for about 15 minutes. I've just turned it off the heat. I'm going to transfer it with oven gloves because it's really hot. Place it on a mat, and as I said, you can use a spoon or a ladle or a funnel depending how thick or chunky your jam is. Today I'm just going to use a spoon and transfer it into the jars. Try not to make a mess in the process. If you've got children at home, make sure they're out of the way. I'm just going to use the spoon and very gently place some into the sterilised jars that we had prepared earlier. Try not to burn my fingers in the process. Rachel's already licking her lips, waiting to try it on some toast. And as you say, you fill it up almost to the top, obviously because you don't want any air to get into it. It's a little bit fiddly, but well worth it. Okay, so that's the first one nearly done. I think I've been a bit ambitious with the number of jars I've got on the table. Okay, that should do for that one. A slightly smaller jar this time. I've got some all different sizes, but if you don't have any empty jars at home, you can buy some 6 in a pack, maybe from places like IKEA or the Range or somewhere like that. Okay. And just repeating the process. I've just completed transferring the jam into the jars, and today we've made 4 1/4 little one for us to take away with us when we go. And that, folks, is easy homemade strawberry jam. It's just fun, you can do it with your children, and what great taste and great summer flavours throughout the winter months. So I hope you enjoyed our little demonstration today, and thanks very much for watching. And that's bye for now from S&B Diaries.